Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, feeling completely worn out but your eyes just won't close? You flip your pillow, shift your position, and glance at the clock. It is 12, then 1:47, then 3:05. Your body is tired, but your mind refuses to rest. Maybe you've tried warm milk, deep breathing, even counting backwards from 100. Still, nothing. What's going on? Once upon a time, sleep used to come so easily. So what changed? Age, stress, hormones. Here's a perspective you may not have considered. What if the struggle isn't in your head but on your plate? That's right. The foods you eat, especially in the evening, could either gently guide your body toward rest or quietly steal your sleep night after night. But don't worry, I'm not here to sell you supplements, sleeping pills, or complicated routines. Today, we're talking about real, natural foods, things you might already have in your kitchen. Foods that can whisper to your body, hey, it's okay to let go now. Because the truth is, aging doesn't have to mean sleepless nights. You can find that peaceful rhythm again. And in this video, I'm going to show you 6 sleep-friendly foods that can make a real difference. Not only will I explain what they do, but also how to eat them for the best effect. And I'll let you in on something. Number 3 might surprise you. Most people eat it at exactly the wrong time, and that tiny mistake could be robbing them of hours of rest every week. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you been waking up too early or struggling to fall asleep in the first place? Just type better sleep if that sounds like you. And if you're new here, welcome to Elderly Wisdom Life, a space where growing older means growing wiser, stronger, and more peaceful. We share gentle, science-backed ways to care for your health, your joy, and your rest. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you believe that age should never stop you from feeling your best. Now, let's begin. Because your good night's sleep might only be one small change away, let's begin with something simple. Small, vibrant, and often overlooked tart cherries. They might not look like much, but don't be fooled. This little fruit holds a surprising secret for better sleep. Take Walter. For example, he's 73, soft-spoken, not a fan of pills or fads. He'd never been one to complain. But in recent years, the nights felt longer than the days. He'd fall asleep just fine, but wake at 2:00 a.m. sharp every single night. Then came the tossing, the ceiling staring, the endless waiting for morning. Maybe you've known nights like that too. One day, flipping through an old magazine, Walter stumbled upon an article about tart cherries and something called melatonin. Well, he thought, I've got nothing to lose. That evening, he poured himself half a glass of tart cherry juice, just one small glass, nothing fancy. He didn't expect much, but after a couple of weeks, something shifted. No more pacing around the house at 3 a.m. No more waking up feeling like he hadn't slept at all. Slowly, quietly, his nights began to mend. So, what's going on here? Tart cherries are one of the rare natural sources of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to rest. And as we age, our natural melatonin production starts to decline, which can throw off the body's sleep-wake rhythm. That's why foods like tart cherries can be so powerful. They don't knock you out, they gently remind your body how to rest. Now, here's where most people go wrong. They hear fruit and think, sugar before bed. Isn't that bad? Not in this case. It's all about timing and portion. Just half a cup of unsweetened tart cherry juice, about 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, is all it takes. Or, if you prefer to chew, Try a small handful of dried or fresh tart cherries. It's not a magic trick. But sometimes, the most powerful solutions come in the most natural forms. For Walter, and for many others, this humble fruit has become a quiet companion in the night. For some, a small glass of tart cherry juice is all it takes to begin healing restless nights. But others might need something more grounding, something that feels like comfort food but still works gently behind the scenes. That's where bananas come in. Mr. Raymond is 75. A retired jazz musician with a warm smile and a stubborn streak. His evenings were usually quiet, just him, his cat Max, and a crossword puzzle. But sleep? That was the one rhythm he couldn't keep. He'd doze off fine. But like clockwork, R-O-0-A-M rolled around and he'd be wide awake, staring into the dark with a restless mind. He mentioned it casually during a phone call with his grandson, who's studying nutrition. "Grandpa," the boy said, "maybe your body's just low on magnesium." Raymond laughed it off. "At first, I'm not made of minerals. Kid, But later that week, while picking up groceries, he grabbed a bunch of bananas. He didn't change anything else, just added one banana to his evening routine. About an hour before bed, no fanfare, no recipes, and within 2 weeks, he noticed something strange. He was still asleep at 3 a.m., and when he did wake up briefly, it wasn't with anxiety. It felt soft, quiet, natural. Bananas work because they're nature's calm and appeal. They're rich in magnesium and potassium, which together help relax both the muscles and the nervous system. Magnesium eases mental tension. Potassium gently soothes the body. The result? A slow, steady transition into rest. Some people worry about sugar, but a single medium banana contains fiber that slows digestion, preventing sugar spikes. It's not a dessert, it's nourishment. A signal that says, it's okay to rest now. Want to take it one step further? Mr. Raymond started pairing his banana with a small spoonful of almond butter. The healthy fats helped him feel full longer and kept those 3 a.m. snack cravings at bay. It's not about tricks or trends, just simple, consistent signals to help your body remember what it once knew. How to sleep soundly. Almonds might not seem like a sleep remedy, but for Evelyn Teacher, they became a quiet breakthrough. Evelyn used to sculpt clay late into the evening. Retired now, she still loved the calm that came with her small home studio. But nighttime had started to change. Just as she'd close her eyes, her hands and legs would twitch. It felt like her body couldn't settle. Even when her mind was ready for sleep, she tried warm baths, calming music, stretching, all the usual tips. Still, every night she found herself restless, sometimes pacing the hallway at 1 a.m. Then one afternoon, at her weekly book club, a friend mentioned something surprising. "Have you tried almonds before bed?" Evelyn raised an eyebrow. Nuts. For sleep? But she was willing to try. That evening, she ate a small handful, about 10 raw almonds, an hour before going to bed. And she kept doing it. After about a week, she noticed something had shifted. Her limbs weren't as fidgety. Her body felt calmer, and most nights, she stayed asleep longer than she had in months. Why do almonds help? They're tiny but packed with nutrients that support rest. First, they're rich in magnesium, which calms the nervous system. Second, they contain tryptophan, an amino acid that helps your brain produce serotonin, the feel-good chemical that later converts into melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. So with almonds, you get both physical relaxation and brain chemistry support. But timing matters. While many people eat almonds for energy in the morning, the real magic happens when you eat them at night. Just keep it simple. A small handful, no salt, roasted or raw. Salty varieties can actually cause dehydration or late-night bathroom trips, two things you don't want at 2 a.m. Evelyn didn't need a new medication or a complicated routine. Just a quiet signal to her body that it was time to wind down. And almonds, they were exactly that: calm, steady, and quietly effective. After something small and crunchy like almonds, let's move towards something warm and calming like a soft exhale before sleep. Surprisingly, it's a food most people associate with breakfast. Oatmeal. Mr. Thomas is 72. A retired librarian. He enjoys quiet evenings and crossword puzzles. But when the lights went out, his mind didn't follow. He'd lie in bed for hours, thoughts racing from old memories to tomorrow's to-do list. His body was tired. His mind wasn't. He tried turning off screens earlier, herbal teas, breathing exercises. Nothing stuck. Then one evening, while browsing an old cookbook his late wife used to love, he stumbled on a handwritten note. Oats before bed soothing. That night, Thomas made a small bowl of oatmeal, just a few spoonfuls, with a sprinkle of cinnamon and some warm oat milk. He didn't expect much, but after a few nights, he realized something had changed. He was falling asleep faster. His mind felt quieter, his breath deeper. It wasn't dramatic, but it was real. Why does oatmeal help? Oats are complex carbohydrates. When eaten in moderation, they gently raise blood sugar levels, not enough to spike, just enough to encourage the release of serotonin, the calming brain chemical that sets the stage for rest. Even better, when oats are paired with calcium, like the kind found in oat milk or dairy, your body can convert serotonin into melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to sleep. It's a gentle chain reaction. Oats, serotonin, melatonin, sleep. Some people think oatmeal is too heavy for night, but not if you keep it light. Just a half serving, no more than you'd feed a child. Add cinnamon to help balance blood sugar. Try sliced banana or even a few dried blueberries for sweetness and additional sleep support. Mr. Thomas doesn't call it a miracle. He calls it comfort. A small, warm signal to his body that the day is over and it's safe to let go. And sometimes, that's all we need. Some people wind down with sweet or warm foods, but what if your tastes lean more savory? If fruit and oatmeal aren't your thing, there's still a quiet, powerful ally waiting in your fridge. Turkey. Mr. Gerald is 74. A retired baseball coach with broad shoulders and a soft heart. He has no trouble falling asleep. Decades of early games and long days trained his body well. But staying asleep, that was a different game. He'd drift off easily, only to find himself wide awake at 2:30 a.m., staring at the ceiling with no idea why. His doctor ruled out the usual suspects. Stress was low, blood work was fine. So Gerald turned to his old teammate, now a nutritionist. The advice: try a small portion of turkey before bed. He was skeptical. Meat at night. Won't that make me feel heavy? But he gave it a shot. 2 thin slices of roasted turkey breast, tucked into a slice of whole grain bread with a smear of mustard. Nothing fancy. Just something simple, eaten about 2 hours before bed. After a week, he noticed a change. He was still falling asleep quickly, but now, he was staying asleep. Fewer interruptions, deeper rest. More mornings where he woke up feeling like his body had truly recharged. Here's why it works. Turkey is rich in tryptophan, an amino acid that helps your brain produce serotonin, the neurotransmitter that stabilizes mood and encourages calm. From there, serotonin converts into melatonin, your body's natural signal that it's time to sleep. The best part, turkey, especially lean cuts like breast meat, is easy to digest and packed with protein that supports muscle maintenance, a bonus for older adults. But portion and timing matter. Skip the big steak dinner at 9 p.m. Instead, aim for something light and clean. About 2-3 hours before bed, a wrap, a sandwich, or even just a few bites on their own. Mr. Gerald doesn't miss those 2:30 a.m. wake-ups, and he certainly doesn't miss feeling groggy in the morning. Turns out, he says with a grin, turkey's not just for Thanksgiving. Well, our final food isn't really a food at all. It's a simple little cup of tea, humble, golden, and easy to overlook. But don't be fooled by its quiet nature, because when it comes to ending your day with peace, chamomile tea might just become your most loyal bedtime companion. Take Helen, for example. She's 76, a former florist with a love for soft jazz and watercolor painting. Her days are quiet now, filled with books, bird feeders, and tending her windowsill herbs. But nights, they used to feel long and unsettled. Not anxious, just unsettled, like her body had stopped, but her mind hadn't received the memo. Then one evening, on a whim, she steeped a bag of chamomile tea and curled up by the window. One cup turned into a nightly ritual. These days, she brews her tea, dims the lights, and watches the sky shift colors as night falls. She holds the mug in both hands, closes her eyes, and just exhales. It's not just the tea, she told her granddaughter. It's the way it makes me slow down. And there's real science behind that feeling. Chamomile tea contains apigenin, a plant compound that gently binds to receptors in your brain responsible for calming the nervous system. It encourages slower thoughts, a steadier heart rate, and a readiness for rest, all without the weight of sedatives or sleep aids. But chamomile's secret isn't just in its chemistry, it's in the ritual. The pause, the stillness, and for many older adults, it becomes a soft bridge between the noise of the day and the quiet of night. To make the most of it, brew one warm cup about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Take your time, sweeten it with a bit of honey if you like, or add a splash of almond milk to make it creamy. Then drink it slowly, in a space that feels peaceful, because sometimes sleep doesn't come from trying harder but from letting go a little sooner. And sometimes it starts with just one warm sip. Now that we've explored 6 simple, natural foods that can support a better night's rest, let's take a moment to pause, not just to summarize, but to reflect on what this really means. Because sleep, in this chapter of life, is no longer just about energy. It's not a bonus or a luxury. It's care. It's one of the most honest ways to love yourself. And yet, for so many older adults, restful sleep feels like something that slowly slipped away. You know what I mean. The fog in the morning, the quiet frustration of waking up feeling like you never really slept, the memory lapses, the irritability, that deep wish to simply feel clear, calm, and well again. This isn't just about being tired. Poor sleep can affect everything from your heart to your mind to your immune system. It can leave you feeling like you're no longer in control, like you're watching life happen rather than living it. But here's the beautiful truth. You are not stuck. You are not powerless. You can guide your body back to rest, not by chasing perfection, not by overhauling your life in one night, but by listening, by trying, by choosing one small shift, one supportive action, one kind gesture toward yourself. And sometimes that begins with food. These 6 foods we've talked about today, they're not magic, but they're tools. Gentle, Nourishing tools that work with your body, not against it. Foods that help signal to your brain and body, you're safe. It's okay to rest now. So maybe tonight, instead of a sugary late-night snack, you brew a cup of chamomile tea and hold it with both hands. Maybe tomorrow, you replace that evening toast with a warm bowl of oatmeal and a dash of cinnamon. Maybe this weekend, you try a handful of almonds before bed, or a few slices of turkey at dinner. You don't need to change everything. You don't need to get it perfect. Just begin. One change, one night, one breath at a time, because your body still remembers how to rest. It still wants to heal. It just needs a little help, a little signal, and you can give it that. Let's do a gentle recap. 1. Tart cherries to support natural melatonin production. 2. Bananas, rich in magnesium and potassium for muscle and nerve relaxation. 3. Almonds, loaded with calming minerals and sleep-supporting tryptophan. 4. Oatmeal, complex carbs that lift serotonin and ease the mind. 5. Turkey, a lean protein full of tryptophan to deepen sleep cycles. 6. Chamomile tea, soothing and calming, like a warm invitation to let go. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these foods have you tried? Did any of them help you sleep better or feel better the next day? Leave a comment below, because your experience matters. And when we share, we lift each other up. And if this video gave you something, a thought, a smile, a moment of hope, please consider subscribing. We're building a space here that's more than information. It's compassion, it's encouragement, it's a gentle reminder that even in this season of life, you're still growing, still worthy, still able to feel good. You are not alone on this path, and neither is your sleeplessness. So from my heart to yours, thank you for being here. Take care of yourself tonight, and may your sleep come gently and stay as long as you need. Sweet dreams. Until next time.